Hello, my name is Tim Hickey, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to do UV texturing of a cube, which can be very handy for making flat planes for game spaces. So I've opened up Blender 2.5, and let me also go and open up Firefox. So the first thing I want to do is go get a texture, which is an image that we're going to put on the faces of the cube. So you can do a Google search for textures, but one that is pretty nice is the Mayang site, mayang.com, and click on their Mayang Textures website. Here we go. So let's go look at tiles, and let's look at this one here, cracked tiles. So we'll click on it. There it is, and we'll save this. File, save page as. Cracked tiles on downloads. No, we'll put it on the desktop. Okay, and of course you can take your own picture of tiles. It'll work just as well. So let's go back to Blender, and here's our cube. So let's make this into a floor that has those tiles on it. All right. So how are we going to do that? We'll hit the N key and go up here and change the scale. So we'll make it a say 20 by 20 by 0.2 scaled cube. There we go. And now we want to put the image on this top face of the cube. So how do we do it? Down here, if you click on where it says Object Mode, you can go and select Edit Mode. You can also do that by hitting the Tab key. It goes back and forth between Object and Edit Mode. And in Edit Mode, if you hit A, it deselects all the edges, all the vertices. In A, it reselects them all. So make sure they're all selected. That means they're all orange. And let's pull this across. So go up to this window, and rather than have the Properties window, which is what this is, let's go and select the UV Editor window, which is right there, UV Image Editor. Click. Now put the mouse back in the 3D window and hit U for unwrap. And now that unwraps every single one of those faces appears here, one on top of the other. We don't really want that. What we really want is just one of the faces. Let me show you how to do that. Move the mouse down here. At this point you're in vertex select mode, that's the default. This is edge select, this is face select. So click on face select mode. And now there's a little dot in the center, so if we right click on that, we've now selected that particular face, and you see it appears here, that particular face. Let's go to Image, click on Image, and go New Image, or Open Image. And now let's find that image we just downloaded, Desktop Cracked Tiles. There we go, Open Image. So here we have the cracked tiles, and over here, if we select Textured for the viewport shading mode, we see the cracked tiles. Let's zoom out here. You can zoom out using the middle mouse wheel as usual, so we can see the whole cube there. And now something which is kind of interesting. See, if you hit A to select all, we can scale it. So hit the S button for scale, and then move the mouse. And can you see what's happening over there? As we move it here, that tile pattern gets repeated over and over, depending on how wide we scale it. So here, let me escape. So we do that, and let me scale, zoom out a little bit more. And for this one, I'm going to rotate the view. So using the middle mouse button to rotate the view so we can see it more clearly. And now let's hit S for scale. So A to deselect everything, A to reselect it. So everything is selected, all the vertices. We hit S for scale, and then as we move the mouse out, we get more and more of those tiles. So that sounds good. So we left click. There we have the tiles. And let's put the mouse into this window and shift space. And now we can zoom in, and And let's see if we change the angle a little bit. Let's see, we have a nice tiled floor. You notice it's not quite perfect, right? There's these little extra spaces here. That's because in the image, we didn't have the edges of the image directly on the edges of the 4:3 picture. So you're going to get this kind of funny effect. But it doesn't look too bad. You might even call it a feature instead of a bug. Okay, so you can do that with anything. If we wanted, we could make this a grassy plain, or we could make it sand, or we can make it cracked mud. Whatever, you take any picture you want and you can put it on there and have it repeat if you want, or zoom in and just have a part of it appear. Alright, so once you give that a try with your own picture and your own plane, and you can now start making really interesting images. Let me show you one more thing. If I flip to the other side, there's nothing there because we only did one side. In fact, here if I hit N for numeric and go up here and change the I have to go out of edit mode into object mode. Right, there we go. And now let's change the proportions to make it just a regular cube, or let's say 20 by 20 by 20, full-size cube. You see, we've only done one face. If we want to do other faces, then we go into edit mode, and now right-click on a face, and now we can put any image we want on there. So here, I think I only have one image I've downloaded. So we can do that one anyway. Click on image, click on open image, desktop, cracked tiles, open image. There we go. There's the cracked tiles, and you can see we've got the cracked tiles on there. And scaled on the top, but not scaled here. You could, if we want, say, let me zoom out with the middle mouse wheel. We could rotate this, hit R for rotate, and get a rotated version of it. So move the mouse over here and use the middle mouse button. You can see I've rotated it. And if you want, you can actually be even trickier. You can click here, hit A to deselect, and then right-click to select, G to grab, and you can have a kind of a distorted view if you want. So right-click and grab, and right-click on this one and grab, and this one, right-click and grab. Like so. Okay? Oops, sorry, I messed that up. Grab. There we go. So the idea is that you can map the texture coordinates into the visible space here using this UV mapping window. Okay, so why don't you give it a try and create some interesting textured planes to put into your 3D games. Have fun.